oats up my time. And I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight.
You guys seem to really like my last What I Eat in a Day video, so I decided to create another one for you today, and it's just full of some really simple but healthy and delicious recipes. These are things that I really enjoy making and eating, and I hope you do too. If you enjoy these sorts of videos, I would love you to leave the word yummy in the comments below, and please consider giving this one a thumbs up. It means the world to me. Anyway, let's get started with our breakfast.
Just watch me breaking your sweet.
Overnight oats has to be one of the easiest things to make, and it's also super delicious too. So I'm just using some oats, some chia seeds, a little dash of vanilla, some mashed up banana. I think I mashed half a banana for this recipe today. And then I'm adding a little bit of maple syrup just to sweeten it up. And I use Almond Breeze almond milk, but you can use whatever you like. I tend to use almond milk or soy milk. Then you just give it a good shake. I think the jars are super handy because it makes mixing everything really easy. And then I pop it in the fridge overnight so that when I wake up in the morning, it is all ready to go. Because it's cold here at the moment, I've been heating my overnight oats up in the microwave just for about a minute in the morning just to make it nice and warm. Then I like to add a little bit more almond milk just to moisten it up a bit. Before topping it, I generally tend to top it with some sliced banana or really whatever I have. I also love adding a little bit of nut butter or some type of peanut butter. This one's salted caramel and I'm just loving it at the moment. And then I pop on some more chia seeds just to add a little bit more protein and some goodness. And then it's really that simple. It's a yummy breakfast, super easy, really fast, and a great start to the day.
You're falling into me, touch me, I swear.
This mixed berry oat slice is, again, really easy to make, and it's so tasty. I was sent this hemp baking flour, and it was the first time I'd actually tried it, and I was really impressed with it. It actually gave the slice a really nutty, yummy, rich taste, but you can just use any flour that you normally have. It's such an interesting color too. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect it to be this dark. And then I'm adding some raw sugar. I usually use brown sugar, but I didn't have any. And then some cinnamon, a little bit of salt, and then some melted coconut butter. And as you can see, I didn't completely melt it all, but it doesn't matter because you're going to stir it in. Oh, and I almost forgot one of the most important ingredients, which is some maple syrup. And then a dash of vanilla. And then you just mix that up. It takes a little while for it all to combine, but it needs to be really sticky so that it actually holds together once it's cooked. So it takes a little bit of stirring, but you can see here that it's actually coming together and all starting to clump up. And then you just set aside half a cup, and that's just going to be used for the topping to give the topping a little bit of crunch. And then all you do is you press the remaining ingredients into a lined baking tray. And yeah, I just try and get it even here so it's an even base. And then you really press it in very hard. And again, that's important so that it all holds together once it's actually cooked. And then I just chopped up some frozen mixed berries. You can use fresh or, in my case, frozen, whatever you have at hand. And they go on the top. Then I'm adding a little bit of cornstarch and a sprinkling of brown sugar, but in my case it was raw sugar. It really doesn't matter. Then I'm just adding the leftover base and sprinkling that over the top, pressing it down a little bit so that it stays in place. And then popping it in the oven. Oh, and I'll have all of the recipes down below so you can grab them easily. And then once it's out of the oven, I just slice it up, and this one I sliced before it cooled, and one of my boys stole the corner square before I actually got to film it, so it's a real hit, this slice in our house. It's so tasty and really good for school lunchboxes too. I popped some slivered almonds and some coconut chips on top just to make it look and taste a little extra yummy. And I served it with my favourite matcha latte for morning tea.
You would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn.
Now I'll show you how to make the matcha latte, which is also easy, and if you haven't tried matcha before, it's just a really yummy alternative to coffee. So I just added some really hot water to my blender, and then here I'm adding in a teaspoon of matcha. I also add some of my collagen powder, which I've just started taking, and again it's an easy way just to add some collagen and some goodness into my diet. And this collagen powder has a really yummy sort of passion fruit flavor, so it adds a real sort of fruity twist to my matcha. Now I'm just adding some almond milk that I've heated up in the microwave. And then you do have to be careful because this is super hot and it does tend to go flying as soon as you turn the blender on. So I just pop the little sort of plastic lid bit just over the edge because you want the steam to come out, but you don't want the matcha latte to be flying everywhere. So yeah, I just give it a little bit of a zap in the blender, and then as you can see here, it's all yummy and creamy and hot. It's a lovely, soothing, healthy green tea latte, which I really enjoy. And as I said, I tend to like having these. They are a really nice alternative to me drinking too much coffee. And it tastes absolutely amazing with my favorite mixed berry slice.
So keep us awake till the dawn.
I'm on a roll with these wraps at the moment. They are also really easy and you can just load them up with whatever you have in the fridge. I'm starting out with some of my favorite hummus. I think this one is a sun-dried tomato hummus, which is just yummy. I'm popping on some baby spinach leaves to try and get some green goodness. I've grated a raw beetroot here, and then I'm also adding some grated carrot. I've only just started eating seafood again, so this is a tuna in coconut milk, which I find really handy. I'm just adding here some vegan cheese, and then just rolling it up. I try and roll it quite tightly so that it all holds together, and then just cut it in half, and it's ready to serve.
Slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me.
This dish is probably my favorite slow cooked recipe because I often find that meals cooked in a slow cooker can really lack some flavor, but this one is full of flavor. So I'm just chopping up a kumara or sweet potato, whatever you call it, and 1 head of broccoli and adding that to the slow cooker. I tend to cut the broccoli into kind of bite-sized chunks. And then I'm just grating some fresh ginger to add to the mix as well. I had a packet of diced onions. I don't usually buy these by the packet, but that's what I had, so I wanted to use them up. And then I'm adding some chickpeas, some tomato puree, and then some coconut milk. I love slow cookers, just being able to throw everything in and turn it on. This is some quinoa, some garlic, some turmeric. I think I'm adding some chili flakes here just to give it a little bit of kick, some tamari or soy sauce, and then I'm adding some almond milk. I give it a really good stir just to make sure that everything is well combined, and then it takes about 4 hours on high in a slow cooker. The house smells absolutely amazing when this is cooking, which is also one of the reasons that I particularly love it. But yeah, just to turn it on and leave it and know that you have a delicious, warming, nourishing meal at the end of the day is such a treat. Anyway, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love you to give it a thumbs up. It does mean a lot to me. And please consider subscribing to my channel for more. I do create videos every week, mostly on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Touch me, I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me.